In your life, you may have asked the question, why am I here? It's a question that we probably all have, and it's a deep yearning that we have to find the very reason and the very ground for our being. The famous psychologist Carl Jung often said that in his conversations with people, the one theme that popped up was, why am I here? How can I justify my life? Because a lot of people find their reason for being in the approval of others. They seek the approval of others because that is their affirmation for being. They get motivated by hearing and seeing other people respond positively to their existence, to what they see, to what they hear from me and myself. And then there are those people who achieve and desire to achieve a lot, who get attention for all their success. And that's their reason for being. They get affirmed by all that they have created and all that they have achieved themselves. And there are many other ways that we can try and affirm ourselves. But a lot of these grounds for being are very shallow and unreliable, like quicksand that gives you some kind of footing, or you can kind of ground yourself in something, but it's actually a trap. It's a trap that we go into where we can't even fully move. We're not free to move because we are imprisoned by the views of others on us and stuck in this chaos of trying to seek approval from others. And that is why we can and should be fools. Fools are the ones who dive into the chaos of life. They throw themselves at every challenge that there is. They sometimes totally plummet into the negative feelings and emotions of life, the anxiety and the fear, the uncertainty about death. And at the same time, there are these high moments of love and virtue and beauty. They totally submit themselves to the flow of life. The fools are the ones who see the absurdity in this big and chaotic world, and know that to somehow keep on existing, they have to be absurd themselves. They have to be upside down in an upside down world, a world that is not how it's meant to be. But that also means you can be someone who you were not meant to be. There may be so many ideas of who you should be, but as a fool, you are free to experience whatever you want to experience. It's not the wise sages who are far removed from the realities of life who I think we should follow. It's actually the fools, the ones who have experienced so much and so intensely, who can save the world. Be foolish because, like the prophet Jonah, he ran away from the promises of God, from the calling of God to speak to the people. He then ran away to the end of the world and sailed on the chaos or the chaotic waters. He got swallowed by a whale and then spit out. He then had a long wrestling with God again, until he finally came to the conclusion that God is gracious. God is someone who says yes to you. But the way to all of this was his foolishness, I believe. It was this comedic entanglement in all the trials and tribulations of life that brought Jonah to one big realization, and that was to the very ground of his being, the one ground that is reliable and not shallow, the one reason that is justified forever. And in the end, that means if you become foolish enough, you will be so foolish that you do not even need to try and justify your existence. You have this utter freedom to live because you do not need to show anyone or anything that you deserve to exist. You can simply be.